The moment I told my family about the NDAs, my cousin Mia laughed and said, "You can't stop me from making content." That's when I realized this wedding was about to become a war zone, and what I discovered about her real plans would make my NDA look like child's play. My name is Rachel, and I'm getting married to my fiancé David next month. We're having a small ceremony with 50 guests, mostly family and close friends. It should be simple, right? Wrong. My cousin Mia has 2.3 million followers on TikTok. She makes lifestyle and family content, and everything she touches turns into viral gold. Last year, she posted a video of our grandmother's birthday party, and suddenly our 78-year-old grandma had teenagers showing up at her house asking for selfies. But what happened at my engagement party 3 months ago made me realize Mia wasn't just documenting family moments anymore. She was hunting for content, and my wedding was going to be her biggest opportunity yet. At the engagement party, I specifically asked everyone to keep phones away during the ceremony part. I wanted to be present, to see people's faces instead of phone screens. Mia nodded and smiled, then spent the entire evening filming behind-the-scenes content in the bathroom, the kitchen, anywhere I wasn't looking. The next morning, I woke up to 17 different TikToks featuring my engagement party. Videos of my drunk uncle dancing, my future mother-in-law crying during David's speech, my bridesmaid throwing up in the bushes after too much champagne. But the worst video was the one where she secretly recorded me having a panic attack in the bathroom about wedding planning stress. She'd followed me in there with her phone hidden, filmed me crying and hyperventilating, then posted it with a caption about wedding anxiety being so real, and normalized showing the messy moments. The video got 1.2 million views in 12 hours. I called her immediately. "Mia, you need to take that video down. Now." "Why?" "It's relatable content. Look at all the comments from people saying it helped them feel less alone. You recorded me having a mental breakdown without my consent and posted it for millions of strangers to see." "Rachel, you're being dramatic. This is just family stuff. Everyone films family stuff now." That's when I knew she didn't see me as her cousin anymore. She saw me as content. The idea for the NDAs came from David's lawyer friend, who said we could legally require guests to sign agreements not to share any photos, videos, or details about our wedding on social media or with media outlets. "It's extreme," he admitted, "but if you're worried about privacy, it's enforceable." I sent the NDA to all 50 guests 2 weeks ago. Most people signed without question. My parents thought it was weird but understood. David's family was totally fine with it, but Mia's response made my blood run cold. She called me at 11 p.m. screaming, "You cannot make me sign this. This is insane. It's a family wedding, not a celebrity event. Mia, it's just asking people not to post about it online. It's asking me to give up my career for one day. Do you know how much money I make from wedding content? Do you know how many followers I could gain from your wedding?" That's when I realized this was never about family for her. This was about profit. "Mia, it's my wedding. I want privacy." "Privacy is dead, Rachel. Everything is content now. You can either accept that and let me help you monetize your own wedding, or you can be difficult and miss out on the opportunity." She hung up before I could respond. The next morning, I woke up to a TikTok video that made me question everything I thought I knew about my family. Mia had posted a video titled, "My cousin is making wedding guests sign NDAs. Here's why that's toxic." She was sitting in her car, looking directly at the camera, talking about how I was being controlling and unreasonable. Like, I get wanting some privacy, but making your own family sign legal documents? That's not normal behavior. That's someone who's more worried about their image than celebrating love. The video had 500,000 views and climbing. The comments were brutal. Red flag bride behavior. Imagine being so insecure you sue your own family. This screams bridezilla energy. But buried in the comments, I found something that made my stomach drop. A comment from Mia herself responding to someone asking if she was still going to the wedding. "Oh, I'll be there. NDAs can't stop everything." What did that mean? NDAs can't stop everything? I screenshotted the comment and sent it to David. "What do you think she means by this?" "I don't know, but I don't like it." That afternoon my aunt called me. Mia's mom sounding exhausted. "Rachel, honey, I need to tell you something about Mia's plans for your wedding." "What plans?" She's been talking to some podcast about doing a live commentary during your ceremony. Something about real-time wedding reactions being the next big trend in content. My hand started shaking. A live podcast? During my wedding ceremony. She said the NDA doesn't cover live audio because it's not technically filming or photography. She's been bragging about finding the loophole. I felt sick. My cousin was planning to turn my wedding ceremony into live entertainment for strangers on the internet. That night, I called an emergency family meeting. My parents, David's parents, my aunt and uncle, and Mia. Mia, I need to know what you're planning for my wedding. I'm planning to celebrate your marriage, obviously. Are you planning to do any kind of live commentary or podcasting during the ceremony? Her face went pale then red. Who told you that? It doesn't matter who told me. Are you planning to broadcast my wedding live? It's not broadcasting. It's just sharing the experience with my audience in real time. David stood up. Absolutely not. You can't stop me. The NDA says no photos or videos. It doesn't say anything about audio commentary. That's when I realized how much thought she'd put into violating the spirit of my wishes while technically following the letter of the law. Mia, if you do any kind of live content during my wedding, I will have security remove you and I will never speak to you again. You're choosing one day over our entire relationship? You're choosing content over our entire relationship. The room was dead silent. My aunt finally spoke up. Mia, maybe you should sit this wedding out. Mom, you heard what you just said. You're more worried about your content than your cousin's wedding. That's not who I raised you to be. Mia looked around the room at all of us staring at her, and I saw the moment she realized she'd gone too far. But instead of apologizing, she doubled down. Fine. You want to have a boring private wedding that nobody will remember? Go ahead. But don't come crying to me when you realize you missed the chance to make this moment bigger than just yourselves. She left and I haven't heard from her since. But the story doesn't end there. Because what happened next proved that Mia's obsession with content was more dangerous than I'd realized. 3 days after the family meeting, I started getting DMs on Instagram from strangers. Dozens of them, all asking variations of the same question. Are you the Bridezilla cousin making people sign NDAs? Someone had leaked my social media information to Mia's followers. Then came the really scary messages. Your wedding is at Riverside Gardens on October 15th at 2 p.m., right? Asking for a friend winking face. Can't wait to see what you're trying to hide at your precious private wedding. NDAs can't stop the internet from finding out everything. Mia had given her followers enough information for them to find not just my social media, but my wedding venue and date. I called the venue immediately. We need to talk about security for my wedding. Is everything okay, Miss Chun? My cousin has 2.3 million TikTok followers, and I think some of them might try to crash my wedding. The venue manager was surprisingly calm. We've dealt with this before. Social media has made wedding crashing much more organized. We can hire additional security, but it'll cost extra. Another expense I hadn't planned for. Another way Mia's content obsession was affecting my actual life. That weekend, David and I decided to change our entire wedding plan. New venue, new date, new guest list that didn't include anyone who couldn't keep their mouth shut. We ended up with 30 people instead of 50, at a private estate instead of the garden venue, on a Sunday instead of Saturday. We lost our deposits, paid rush fees for new vendors, and stressed for weeks about whether the new plans would work. But you know what? The wedding was perfect. No phones, no secret recordings, no live commentary, just 30 people who loved us, celebrating our marriage without turning it into entertainment. The best part? Nobody posted anything on social media until we shared our own photos a week later. Because when people actually respect you, they don't need legal documents to treat you with basic decency. But Mia wasn't done with me yet. The day after our wedding, she posted a 40-minute YouTube video called How My Cousin's Wedding Showed Me the Toxic Side of Privacy Culture. In it, she talked about how I'd weaponized legal documents against family, how I'd chosen paranoia over love, and how my wedding was everything wrong with how people think about social media. She never mentioned that she'd planned to live stream my ceremony. She never mentioned giving my information to her followers. She never mentioned the security threats or the venue change. She painted herself as the victim of my unreasonable demands and me, as a control freak who destroyed family relationships over social media paranoia. The video got 2.8 million views. But here's what Mia didn't know. I'd been recording our phone conversations after the engagement party incident. When her YouTube video went viral and started affecting my professional reputation, people were finding my LinkedIn and leaving comments about being a toxic bride. I released my own video with audio proof of everything she'd actually planned. The phone calls where she admitted planning to live stream. The messages about finding loopholes in the NDA. Her own mother confirming the podcast plan. The internet's opinion shifted pretty quickly after that. Mia's comments sections filled with people calling her out for lying. Several major brands dropped sponsorship deals with her. Her follower count started dropping for the first time in years. She tried to apologize publicly, but it was too late. The damage was done on both sides. Our relationship is over. Most of our extended family has chosen sides. Family gatherings are awkward minefields where half the people think I was reasonable and half think I overreacted. But here's what I keep coming back to. Was I wrong to prioritize my privacy over family harmony? Some people say I should have just accepted that weddings aren't private anymore. That I should have worked with Mia to create content I was comfortable with instead of shutting her down completely. Others say I didn't go far enough. That I should have uninvited her the moment she posted my engagement party panic attack. The truth is, I miss my cousin. I miss the relationship we had before social media turned her into someone I didn't recognize. But I don't regret protecting my wedding day. I don't regret choosing privacy over content. I don't regret demanding that people treat my life as my life, not their entertainment. So AITA for making my wedding guests sign NDAs because my cousin is a TikToker. Maybe. But if standing up for my right to have private moments makes me an asshole, then I guess I'm okay with being an asshole. Because some things are more important than going viral. Some moments are more valuable when they're not performed for strangers. Some relationships are worth protecting from the internet. And sometimes protecting your peace means accepting that other people will never understand why you need to. Mia and I haven't spoken in 8 months. She's moved on to other content, and her follower count has recovered. My marriage is stronger than ever, partly because David and I learned early how to protect our privacy together. I still think the NDAs were worth it.